A couple of months ago, I tried to qualify for the fastest F1 sim racing league in the world. After a pretty rocky first season, I've managed to win my first ever Drivers' Championship in PSGL. Here are the best moments from PSGL Season 38. I hope you enjoy and subscribe so you don't miss out on my sim racing journey.
And I go to the right, but the Red Bull moves under braking, and I lose the car. Head into the pits, put on the hards, see where it gets me. But as I exit the pits, the safety car comes out. Out of turn one, he gets a little compromised exit because he was too close to the dirty air in front. Again, I'm gonna force it down the inside. We make a little bit of contact. The McLaren in front also loses the car a little, but this time I get the outside line, which turns back into the inside for the next corner. Down the inside of the Ferrari, but somehow I get damaged, and I'm not happy with that. He had no reason to squeeze me through there. It's gonna be a last-ditch effort, up to the line, up to the checker flag. It's only going to be P2.
Man.
Left-hander where Lewis Hamilton lost it in the race. Aim for the black box, turn in, be brave. And it's going to be pole position. Okay. Look at how happy I am in the replay. Now, you might be tempted to jump onto the intermediates right away, but we're not going to do that. I have to admit, I was getting a little stressed, but it's too late to back out now. If they keep this up, they're going to puncture 7 or 8 laps from now. But hold that thought, because going into the S's, the leader has gone off. He's had a puncture, and he's out. It is going to be P1. And I'm starting to run out of battery. This is not good, and I'm not close enough to be making a move. And he moves very late to cover the inside, and I overcorrect a little bit, and I turn into him. And he's going to go around the inside for the switchback around Blanchimont. Still a decent result, but the race pace was just lacking today. On lap 28, however, I believe I might have pitted just a lap too late. Instead of working with the leader to catch back up, I've just been stuck behind this train. DRS flaps wide open, and I'm going to tuck into the slipstream, move down the inside, across the line. It is going to be P2 on track, but after in-game penalties, it is going to be P3. Moving on to lap 6, however, this is where things start to get fun. I get a huge moment coming out of turn 2. A mega screen freeze, and it makes me lose 5 positions. Who has gone for the very aggressive hard to medium undercut is a little over a second away. Was a little over a second away because I just had another screen freeze. And it is going to be P10. Anything I can do to put him under pressure, that is gonna have to wait because the leader has just spun and crashed into the wall. Come on, there's not that many laps left. Just let me win. Let me win. On lap 31, however, an old hard runner has decided to bin it into the wall. There's nothing I can do. The mediums are just so much faster, especially on light fuel load. I am going to move back onto the racing line at the very last moment, but he goes for a dive. And he hits me. Through ghosting, I lose 2 more positions. It's only going to be a P3.
I was wrong.
I'm just not close enough to go for a move. Going for a send right here would be absolutely foolish. And even though the McLaren runs wide, I'm just not close enough to make a move. And it is going to be P4 on track. After the in-game penalties, it is going to be P3. He moves a little all over the place. I choose to dive down the inside, braking as late as possible. And I make a mistake here. I go a little wide. I'm going to blast the battery here, but I leave the door open for him. Another mistake, but up to the line. It was unfortunately not enough for the Aston, as there was a mere gap of 3/1000ths of a second.
Holy shit.
I'm gonna leave some room on the outside. However, the 2 cars in front touch and they collide. Absolute carnage. But what's that? Another incident. This time, my other championship rival, Mike, has decided to drive into a wall. Unless my wheel disconnects here, it is going to be a guaranteed win. Tires are wearing at a rate of about 7 or 8% every lap, and this number is only going to increase exponentially as the wear increases, because the car is going to be sliding more and more. If you reach 75%, because that's when you run into the risk of having a puncture at any moment.
and it's been 2 laps now since the leaders have pitted. I am at 73%, and it is time to go into the pits. Something incredible happens here. The Red Bull driver does a little wiggle, and he lets me go because he knows his race is not against me. Bigger the undercut, bigger the tire drop off as well. And you'll see in a moment, just about 3 laps later, I've already gained about 4 seconds. I've already caught up to them, and it is already time for them to go back in. And I'm still on a pretty healthy set of intermediates. But this is when another problem strikes. The track looks dry enough. However, better drivers than me have been caught off guard in the past. And it's so treacherous out there. And through the chicane one final time, it is going to be P2 across the line. If there's one thing that I hate about F1 24, is how it's going to come down to DRS chicken every single time. Into turn 1, I actually lift a little coming out of the exit because I want to bunch up the cars behind to create as much chaos as possible, or maybe to force Mike to go for a move on this DRS straight where he doesn't want to. And onto the main straight, it is crucial that we get a good exit here, hitting the curb decently, and I'm going to dump everything I got. There's one opportunity here. I still have 50% battery, but he is flashing now. He's well under 10%, and I go for the inside, get a little squeeze off the track. It is going to be a 3-second penalty because all 4 of my wheels were off track at one moment.
I don't know how to explain it. Sometimes when you're just in the zone, you're in the flow, everything just feels right. Purple sector 1, purple sector 2, purple sector 3. And the Williams car decides to go for a move now, a half-committed move, and it cost him more time than anything, which is very poor racecraft in my opinion. This allows me to use my full battery, DRS flaps open once again, and go for the attack down the inside. He leaves the door open, and with the tire advantage that I have, I move up to P3. So off we went, exchanging DRS on the main straight, and we both understand each other's roles perfectly. While I'm in the lead, I'm going to expend my battery as much as I can to push as hard as I can. Again, we can brake a lot harder. It is already down to 1 second. We barely miss out on DRS, but it is not gonna be enough. And we're gonna move well past him into turn 1. Coming out of the final corner one last time, we are going to take the victory on track and the overall victory in the Drivers' Championship.